All right, guys, third time lucky, we know it works now. So thank you for everyone for being patient. So welcome to Sunday night's live episode of The Couch. I feel like it's Groundhog Hour. It's my favourite time of the week. I've got a little bit of a hoarse throat. And I'm super excited tonight to have a good friend of mine on who is all the way up in Queensland, so a lot warmer to where it is now. And yes, as you can see, I'm somewhere else today. It looks like I've got two leaves coming out of my head. But we're back in our old place. Josh and I are here for the week because it was finally available. It's been on Airbnb, so we're here for the week. So for those of you who've been on my lives for a little while, you know that that's where I am. So I'll tell you a little bit about, I guess, my story initially. I'll just wait till I get him on. So for me, this is going to be very business focused tonight, guys. So if you're that way inclined, stay tuned, grab a cuppa. But I'm really excited to have him on. But a little bit about me. Initially, for me, I landed into network marketing very... oh, here we go. I'll just approve that. It all started 4.5, nearly 5 years ago now, when I was frustrated. You know, it started as a health transformation for me. It happened all very organically. I was frustrated. I was training hard. I was eating clean. Hey, he's here! All right. Give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to finish up my part of the story.
All good.
Then we can talk about you. So for me, it really was something that happened before my wedding, because I was frustrated. You know, I was training hard. I was eating clean. I was doing everything right. And I just wasn't getting the results given the effort I was putting in. So a friend introduced me to it, who I didn't know that well at the time. And I'm so grateful to this day for sharing it with me, because it's changed everything about my health and lifestyle in every which way. So yes, I was looking for a quick fix. Yes, I got a quick fix, but so much more happened. You know, my mental clarity was so much better. I was bouncing out of bed. I had heaps of energy. I just felt $1 million, and I knew there was something fundamentally different. So like I said, this is going to be very business focused tonight. So it did change everything for me lifestyle wise. Within a year, I went 6-figure income. Josh sold his business. We get to do this together now. And, you know, when I started, I was really looking for something because I didn't want to have to choose between having a job and being a mum when the time came, which is now. Ivy's just quite finally gone down for now. And yeah, I've met some beautiful people in this profession, and we've got the most wonderful culture. So I'm really excited for my guest, who was finally able to get on tonight. He's an absolute legend, and he's been in franchising for over 15 years. He's had over 300 staff, and he is a legend. Oh, someone wants to be my video. Sorry, just me and Jimmy tonight. So he is a father of 3 young men, and he's got a beautiful wife, Bernadette, and together they are, you know, first and foremost franchise owners who have done very well working part-time in network marketing, and more specifically within Isagenix. So this guy's an absolute legend. I love his humor and how he likes to trick me, pretending that tomatoes are in fact desserts, but they're not, after our dinner in Queenstown. But we've been very lucky to do a lot of traveling together with incentive trips. So welcome, Jimmy.
Thank you for having me. Finally got on. I have no idea why, but I'm not the best with technology, so anyone can do this business.
You're here, and that's what matters.
That's right. So
I deleted the other 2 videos, don't worry.
Normally, but it's good.
Anyone can do it. You don't need to be switched on.
That's right. By the way, you look fantastic for someone who just had a baby 12 weeks ago.
Oh, thanks.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you since you had little Ivy, so... And I know John's back there crying probably more than Ivy, because Carlton copped an absolute flogging today, so Ivy's probably consoling him.
Yeah, they're both in tears in the bedroom. I can hear it now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on my couch, so let's get into it.
Let's do
What
it.
do you want from me?
All right, Jimmy, let's start with your story. Tell me a little bit about just your story and how you got involved.
Okay, so at the time we had 3 Zarappa stores up on the Gold Coast, and I had a customer of mine, Brett, and who was actually looking at putting a fish and chip shop in the centre where we were. That's how I sort of got to know him. was an distance relationship. He used to come through and get his coffee, and he said, "Hey, I'm doing this. I'm in a health and wellness company. These products are amazing." And I said, "Yep, here's my credit card. Order me a box. Order my wife a box." I didn't tell Bernadette what I'd ordered. I had really never heard of Isagenix before. 3 or 4 days later, the boxes turned up, and Bernadette rang me and said, "What have you been buying on eBay?" Because I've been known to buy stuff on eBay. And I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." She said, "Well, there's these 2 boxes with Isagenix on it." And I said, "No, that's our food for the next 30 days. And to Bernadette's credit, and I thank her every day, she said, "Okay, I'll do it." I had a bit of a health scare a couple of weeks prior, and I needed to sort of make a change. So jumped on board. 30 days in, people started asking me what I was doing. I got told there was a business attached to it. I said, "I'm not interested in the business." I was already, I think at that time we had 60 staff. I was busy enough. But I'm glad that we were open to the idea of having a look at it. So that was the short story. I know you want to get into the why network marketing over franchising and stuff like that. So let's get into it.
Well, look, here's the thing. You guys have a very successful business, and I know that it's on the market now because you do want to focus more on network marketing. So initially franchising, how did you get into it? Because you're obviously entrepreneurial, you're business minded. What were you hoping for when you started it? And how long ago was it with Zarafas in particular?
Well, we started with Eagle Boys Pizza first. So I was at a football game, it was Brisbane Lions versus Carlton, and I went to one of the pre-game functions, and I happened to be sitting next to Tom Potter, and Tom Potter was the founder of Eagle Boys. And my personality, I got chatting, "How you going, mate? Oh, what do you do?" "I'm in pizza." I said, and me and Brendan always wanted to be in our own business. I hate being told what to do, still do. And my strengths are Bernadette's weaknesses, and her weaknesses are my strengths. So we always wanted to have our own business. So Tom said, "Oh, mate, I'm actually the founder of Eagle Boys, and we've got a few stores on the Gold Coast. I'd love to get you involved." And we said, "Oh, okay." I never thought of pizza. And I said, "Yeah, okay." I said, "Come over to Bernadette." I said, "I met this bloke, Tom Potter." I said, "We're going into franchising." And again, Bernadette's credit, she said, "Okay, let's do it." And we jumped in, and pizza was hard. The reason we went into franchising is because if you follow the systems and the tools, you're more than likely going to be successful. And when they teach you marketing, they teach you accounting, they teach you operationally how to run a business. So that was pretty cool, not being in business before, having that, I suppose, guidance and someone holding your hand along the way. It was tough. Like, Bernadette, we had 3. I think Ethan was like 8 and the twins were 6. So when we went into business, and I mean, I was doing 60, 70 hours a week. And when you first open a business, you've got to put the hard yards into if you want to get anywhere. So Bernadette actually used to have to get a babysitter to come down and see me at the pizza shop. And like, we didn't really make any money. It was probably 4 years in the pizza before we actually started seeing, I suppose, light at the end of the tunnel. Like, we were paying the debt and paying the staff, and it took us. I mean, I didn't have a holiday for 4 years. Like, the only day we were allowed to shut was Christmas Day, and it was a 7-day a week business. And pizza, you do 80% of your trade and 20% of your time. So between 5 and 9 at night is when you did all your trade. And as a parent, as a dad of 3 boys, that's when after school sports on. That's when you sit down as a family having dinner. So it didn't give us the freedom or the lifestyle that we wanted in pizza, but what it did do, it give us the foundation to be able to go and run any business. Because if you can run a pizza shop, you can run any business, because it's really, really hard. So I'm always grateful for that.
Yeah, wow.
Then we had other opportunities. We got into noodle boxes, which was, again, great business, but you had to rely on chefs. So if they didn't feel like turning up, they sort of held a gun to your head. Any chefs out there, I apologise, because they're hard work. So that was sort of the introduction how we got into franchising. And now we've been lucky enough to got involved with Zarafas, and their business model was really good. It's a lot easier to get staff. Everybody's happy having a coffee in the morning, or they're happy once they've got their coffee.
Once it's in their hand.
Once it's in their hand. So it's a different business, but it's been really good to us. And we weren't looking for anything else when we got into Isagenix. Like I said, for me, it was just about the products initially. But yeah, so over 15 years in franchising, and it's been really good to us. But it's time to get out.
So Isagenix landed in your lap quite accidentally. Customers driving through and like, hey, PS, doing this thing, and you're like, sweet. So then obviously you were introduced to the network marketing. You started for the product. Something shifted. When did something shift there?
Well, we were 6 weeks in, and we were supposed to go. I'm involved in basketball up on the Gold Coast, and we were supposed to be going to a state championship up in Townsville, but they had a cyclone, so we had, I think, $1,000 worth of flights we cancelled. We had a credit for, and there was an ICE university on in Sydney. So I said to them, you know what, we've got the money. My mum and dad come and looked after the kids. We flew down to Sydney and went to university. So we went executive in 6 weeks, which is, I don't know how. It was just because we were really enjoying the products. Went down there, and we were lucky enough to see Jen and Jono, Schultz and Patches. We see Peter Kelly speak. At the time, I think Angus Love, it was his first event as general manager back then. And I looked at Bernard and said, you know what, the products are great. The people seem normal. They're not weirdos. You measured up for tracksuit pants and tops. And just the stories of helping people and changing people's lives is something that really sat with Bernadette. Like, Bernadette's always been, what can I do to make other people better? I'm on it. I'm about the money. Show me the money, because at the end of the day, one, you've got to love the products, but two, I want to make money so my family doesn't have to go through what I went through, at a younger age. So we went to that event, and I said to Benny, you know what, let's really have a long, hard look at this as a business model. So being a traditional business, you look at the competition, you look at the market trends, you have a look at the overheads, you have a look at the company owners and the foundation behind it. And we'd never been in network marketing ever before. Never been pitched a lot of stuff, and never been negative to it, but I've just never, it wasn't for me. And then, so once we started having a look, we were lucky enough, we won a trip to San Diego, and I got to see Jim and Kathy and Eric Coover speak, and got to meet them, and they were just awesome people. And I said to Bernard, you know what, this is the business for us. It's really like a franchise on steroids. And it costs now to get into a new shop. It's over around $900,000 to get into a new shop. Where in Isagenix, it can be $50 a month that you spend. And you can make more than what someone can make in a traditional business. So it's pretty unique.
So, okay, you said that you were all about the money, and it was really about changing your family.
Yep.
And you saw this as a business, you ended up in San Diego, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, this is legit. What was it about the business? Was it the compensation plan that? Well, what was it that you were like, yeah, no, I know, like the heart of the company was there, the culture was there, the people are wicked, the products were.
Yeah.
But what was it from a business point of view?
So it was all of them things. So, man, we knew the products are fantastic, and we knew that they don't compromise on anything they do. But what we didn't really understand was how family orientated it was. It was at the time, debt-free company. I like the fact, after doing my research about network marketing, not really understanding network marketing, but once we said we're all in, I went and done my homework, like you would if you're buying any business. You go and check out the competition. So I like the fact that at the time we were only in 12 countries, yet we were in the top 15 of multi-level marketing businesses for volume. I thought, wow, a lot of companies, the top 10 were in over 50 countries or even more. So I like the fact that we were only at the time in 12 countries, and we're only in 16 now. I like the fact that you got paid every week. So every week the money goes into our bank account, and they've never ever been a day late. I can't say that for other businesses that we've been in. I love the fact that we could sign, we've been in 4 years, we could sign someone up tomorrow, they can get it and go to work and out earn us. That's something that blows me away. Tell me another business where you can, look, I can never make more than my franchisor. My staff can never make as much money as what I can. Yet in this business, I can bring a single mum with a baby that gets it, comes in, and that does the work, can out earn us. And that's really cool. And Bernadette's really great. Like for Bernadette, she loved, and I do as well now, but the more people you help, and it sounds bullshit, but it's not, the more people you help and lives change, actually, the better off you become. Like we've given more to organisations now than what we ever have, because it's Isagenix, the culture is a place of gratitude and giving, and I didn't really understand that until we probably fell into Isagenix. For me, I had the blinkers on. If someone opened a business next to me, it's, hi, I'm going to bury you because you're taken away from me. And this industry and Isagenix especially, it's the more people you help. Like we're not even financially linked, and I'm happy to jump on a call and share our story and hopefully inspire other people to join your business and make $1 million a year.
Yeah, and that there's just so much that you said there that I fell in love with the company as well, and especially when Josh joined me, looking at from a business perspective, like he'd sold his business that he'd worked 17 years in to join me, so he wanted to make sure it was the right company, had everything was what it said it was. And the other thing I really loved, and this took me maybe a couple months to get, that you can bring anyone in and they can out earn you, because sometimes people are like, oh, network marketing, that's like that pyramid thing. It's like, it's not firstly, but secondly, like when I found out and understood that someone brand new could come in and out earn me that has been doing it for nearly 5 years because of our incredible compensation plan, it's so fair. I was like, boom, this is just like awesome. It's fair, and it's exponential residual income while sleeping if you do the work.
Yeah, and we've had people in our team that have come in a year after us that have had better weeks and better months than us. And you know what? We're cheering them on, because it just means you've got a solid business. And I'm like Josh, like, we want to, if we're going to tell friends and family about it, and we're really going to go all in, we want to make sure that the company's going to be around for a long time. But when I first come in, to be honest, I said to them, you know what? If we can make $100,000 in 6 months, 12 months, I called it funny money, because I didn't really understand it in the first probably 3 or 4 months. I thought if we can make a quick buck and cover the kids' school fees for a couple of years, then great. But I love franchising, and I love I love my brand that I'm in now with the rappers. But I'm selling it because I know the next 10 years, people are going to be saying to us, oh, you were in Isagenix 14 years ago. Oh, how lucky were you? And I honestly believe that. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. The product innovation, I mean, all the good stuff about it. But what also network marketing versus traditional business, like I've got to worry about, paying my rent, super's going up, wages go up, electricity goes up. You're the last paid in traditional business. When there's a problem, my phone rings. Even though I've got great staff and I've got a good manager, it's still, the buck stops with me. So that's why we're getting out and really we're gonna treat us as a business and do 40 to 50 hours a week, like I would if I opened a new business. And I know we talked about it the other day that you can get into a habit of just cruising along. But I think if you come into the mindset where if you're going to treat this as a business and you're going to do the do, it's sky's the limit.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and you're right. Like, it's easy to take the freedom for granted. Like, no one's looking over you. Your overheads are your food. You eat your overheads and your phone bill every month. So it's easy to get into that. And I guess especially, you know, we've been in very similar. When did you guys start?
We were March 2014, so a bit over 4 years.
Okay, so you're only about 6 months after me, so very similar timing. I mean, you've been in for this long and you're earning decent money like we are. Like, it's easy to kind of just be like, just a bit cruisy and not treat it so seriously. And you're right. Like, if we put the time in that I was when I was working full-time in corporate, couldn't even imagine where we'd be now. So anyway, I know that you and Deb have been doing this very part-time because Raffas is your number one thing right now. Can we talk about how much you're earning, you know, how often, like what kind of hours you're working at the moment?
In ISA?
Yeah.
So, look, Bernadette works a lot. She does probably the majority of the hours. I'm the connector, say good day, here's my wife, and then she does the rest. So probably about 10 to 15 hours a week. Now, saying that we took last year, like, we didn't work a lot last year because, you know, Bernadette, mum wasn't well, so Bernadette was helping, you know, the family look after the mum. So she probably wasn't doing as much. But now 10 to 15 hours a week, and we're multiple six figures a year. You know, we're between that 200 and 300 and climbing, part-time residual. It's phenomenal. Like, it really is. And to earn, say, 800 US, our overheads have been 10 grand. And we've eaten it. So for me to earn 800,000 in my current business, I've probably got to turn over 3.5 mil. And my overhead, my overheads are 2.7. So it's just a different business model. And you're right. We're really excited about working 40 hours a week on it and treating it as we would if we were opening $1 million business, because it is $1 million business. We know people. You guys know personally, we do that are making over $1 million a year. Residual. I mean, that you need 20 million in the bank to do that.
I know. I can just see, like, your mind's blowing still right now. So is mine as you're saying it. Like how? And we've had like nearly 5 years to get our head around this, you know?
Yeah, and what I found though, from 4 years ago to now, more and more people are actually open to the idea of direct selling. I think it was hard to go because there was a bit of a stigma around it, but more and more families are looking for that second income. And when I first got in, I thought, oh, there's no way I'll make between 200 and 300,000 a year part-time doing this business. I thought, you know what, we can make $500 a week. That's great. And it's achievable. Like, Bernadette's sister is a single mum with two girls that was doing this part-time, doing beauty therapy. She's now quit. She hasn't worked in that industry for 3 years. She does this full-time, gets to take her kids to school, pick them up. She's there on the swimming days. We just had a baby. And I know we talked about this. Can you imagine that? And I don't know how we had to do it, but can you imagine your maternity leave's up in 3.5 months? Josh has got his business to run, and you've got to go, hey, Ivy, I've got to put you in daycare. Well, you couldn't do that, right? But people, mums and parents, have to do that because their 9 to 5 jobs only allow them the 6 months maternity leave, and then if you don't go back to work, your position's filled. In this industry, if people are starting to have kids or have got kids and want to get out of that space, this is the industry to be in. I believe Isagenix is the company to be in. I really do. And it's not for everybody, and we don't want everybody in it. You know what I mean? Some people you don't want in your business, but you want, like for us, it's about families and mums and dads being there, going away on holidays every year and being at the school drop-offs and pick-ups and carnivals, and you know, we're lucky that we've been able to do that. And we were okay before Isagenix. Like, we were fine, you know. So for us, you know, we had the businesses. We could go on holidays. We could still take the kids to school and pick them up, and I could go to a swimming carnival or a running carnival or a basketball tournament. We were lucky that we could do that. But for Bernadette, she wanted to help mums and dads be able to do what we do. It's no fun going on holiday by yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's so much more choice and freedom. I think that's really everything you've just said. And you know, you in your, I think it was Eagle Boys, you hadn't had a holiday for 4 years, and then now between now and September, you guys are going to New Zealand, Nashville, and Maldives.
We are. We're off to New Zealand on Wednesday, and then we're home. And then Nashville August, and then Maldives September, and then Hawaii or Canada for Christmas.
No, just throw another one in there.
Yeah, well, Bernard said, we've been invited to Canada by the Lancers, and there's a big group of Aussies going, so we might go. We haven't made our mind.
You won't say no to that.
Yeah, but what the difference between network marketing or direct selling versus traditional business is, like, honestly, the margins in franchising, and I can talk franchising because I've had 6 brands. My margins 3 years ago were probably 25%. Last year they were 19. This year, with my numbers that I've done, are probably going to be 16. And I haven't changed anything. I still run my business the same. But you know, super's just gone up 12.5%. Wages go up every year, and they need to be, because I mean, Australia's a very expensive country to live in. Rent goes up. You know, electricity in Queensland is screwed. Like, my electricity went up $20,000 this year on last year. That comes straight off your bottom.
Oh. You
know, and there's nothing I can do about that, and you can only get so much money for your product that you sell. So yeah, unless something dramatically changes, I think franchising in the next 10 years they'll all become corporate stores, because the margins are smaller, but they already own everything. That's just my gut feel.
Yeah, that's awesome. And look, you're right. Like, you know that that industry, the franchising model, and how it's going, and things are changing. And like you said before, you know, network marketing even is becoming more stream. It's a normal conversation. I mean, we're going to keep hearing about it, and I'm so grateful that we landed in Isagenix first, because I know a lot of other people who've done quite well within the company have come, just, you know, cut their businesses off elsewhere to come here, because it's such a wonderful company to be in. And we are going to be those people that, you know, in another 10 years, it's like, wow, you were in back then.
Yeah.
And I think that's why at the start I would take anyone with a heartbeat and a credit card. But now it's like, you know what, this works. Like, I want to be an ambassador and be that. That's why I've got the posture I do. It's like, join me now or join me later. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's incredible, and show people that so much what's possible for everyday people. Like you said, you can have you know, a single mom, or, you know, anyone can join and do really well if they put the work in.
100%. And women are really good at this business. Like, women are so much better at this business than men. We've got a few good blokes coming up through the ranks that we're trying to change that, but women are just awesome at it. But you know, as me and Bernard work it together, again, strengths and weaknesses. She does all the team calls and the pour and belief and the loving everybody, and I do the come on, get your head out of your ass and get on with it type of talks. But it's just a great industry. The people that we've met, like, honestly, we've met some of our best friends through Isagenix that we're really close to, that we travel with, we go to parties with, we go on catamarans on. It's a great community, and everybody's there to help. And I honestly can't say that in any other business. Like, in the business I've been, it's very hard to get help from other people, because even though you're potentially in the same brand, and you're still competition.
Yeah. And it's not, you're right. It's not like that. It's like, there's just so much growth with Isagenix still to come that, I
wouldn't be selling my Zarappa store if we didn't have Isagenix. I keep it, and I would work it a lot harder. Well, I still do work it hard. I've got my son Ethan's nearly 18. He's now finished school. He's doing it. He took a gap year, so I've made him gap it in working 35 hours a week. So he's not real happy with it at the moment, but he's earning a bit of money, and you know, I'm hoping that he chooses not to go to uni. I hope he chooses to join us now, Isagenix business. So imagine knowing about this one when you were 18.
Oh, yeah, mind blown. I've got some younger people in my team, and even now I feel like I wished I'd found it earlier. But
people will be saying that in 10 years' time. I wish I was in then. And again, we're only just beginning. And the business model is the future. Everything is going online. Everything. I use my parents. So my dad's 69 and my mum's 67. And a year ago, they would never buy anything online because they were worried about fraudulent credit cards. Now mum doesn't leave the house. Everything's done online. So the older generation, no, it's true. The older generation is all online. And the millennials, the young ones, they don't even know what a shop is because everything they do is online. Like, you know, everything's online. There's nothing you can't get. You can get a carton of beer delivered online now. Like,
yeah,
you know.
So you got your eBay purchasing genes from your mum, but your mum clearly only just found them buying everything online.
Yeah, I actually think my dad's worse. My dad's he buys off them Imber commercials off TV. He's shocking at it. He's always I bought this. I'm like, mate, you've already got 3 of them. What do you need another one for? But that's maybe I've got my dad's genes in that. I got my mum's up frontness though, so that's where I get that from. Taking it how.
Yeah, I think I'm more like you in our business, and Josh might be more like Deb. He's more the. Sorry.
100%. Yeah. Lucky Josh.
And it's hard because sometimes we've got to balance, but I know I do. I just get so excited with the model and I want everyone to see what I see, but it just takes time.
It does take time, and it takes sometimes hearing it from somebody else, you know, and
yeah.
We've never been in the getting game. I think that's why we've been successful in ISA because we've never been attached to, we're not big enrollers. I know the numbers because I'm a numbers guy, so we've enrolled 160 people, and out of that 160, we've got nearly 13,000 people in our organisation now. So people go, oh, who do you know? You've got to know lots of people. Well, we don't know 13,000 people. We've signed 150, and there's about 60 of them still doing it, and we've got nearly 1,000. So you don't have to. You don't have to know a lot of people, but you've got to be willing to learn, I suppose, grow yourself. And I know that Bernadette's always our Cars and Mobile podcast. I'm not as much as Bernadette, but she's probably a bit like Josh.
Yeah. It's so good, and we could go on all night. But I guess, all right, I'm going to leave you with one last question because we're sort of hitting the 30-minute mark. You're going out for dinner. You can have 3 other guests. There's a table of 4, 3 people who've been inspiring, or you just love to have dinner with, dead or alive. Anyone?
Well, I'm a basketball nut, so for me, I'm sports mad. So one would be Michael Jordan because he's the best at what he does, and he was just ruthless and just competitor.
Yeah.
2, oh shit, I don't know. 2, I don't know. There's so many people. I'd like Warren Buffett because he knows how to make money. So it'd be good to be able to spend, dinner with him, especially if he picked up the bill. And then 3, probably. Probably Muhammad Ali. So probably Muhammad Ali because he's sort of I suppose his life story and what he's been through, and so they're probably not over the top, but be pretty cool. But if I had to pick one,
you'd have Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And he's made it himself, so he's pretty successful off the court.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. Jimmy, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on my couch.
Thank you for...
It's been really good. And
I'm always cutting people off. Thank you for asking me to jump on the couch. I've loved it. Hopefully I've added value and people can get something out of it if they're sitting on the fence of, should I do this business? I'd say do this before you go out and spend $100,000 on a traditional business. Give this a go. If you don't like it in 30 days, you can get your money back. If you don't like a franchise in 30 days, you just rip up your 900 grand. So it's for me, it's a no-brainer. And thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jimmy. Really appreciate it. Have a great week.
See ya.
See you, bud.